Alright, let's get this straight right away. When I say Daedric Armour, I don't mean that flimsy Anniversary Edition Daedric Mail garbage. I'm talking about the genuine article. Full vanilla, big boy, edgelord Daedric Armour. At level 1, lickety split. No smithing, no console commands, no mods, no grinding. Just good old-fashioned, back in my day, Skyrim glitches. And you know what? I'll even give you glitchless options when we get there. So subscribe for my Elder Scrolls content, and let's get started. Alrighty, step 1, get yourself a wooden plate. Well, it doesn't have to be a wooden plate, you can use a platter or bucket or something, but that's what I'll be using for this video. You can get these pretty much anywhere, like Alvor's house in Riverwood. If you've ever seen my video on breaking Skyrim's economy, or just messed around with glitches in this game in general, then you probably know what this means. Next, we need to collect our ingredients that will help us later. Step 1 is ebony, which is a lot easier than you'd think. Head to the Orcish stronghold of Narzulbur. You're going to want to sneak around the back like so, unless you're somehow already an orc friend, but we don't have time for that. Next, you'll want to head into Gloombound Mine, and what do you know, it's full of ebony. Mine it up, get it smelted into ingots, and let's move on. Next up, we need a filled Grand or Black Soul Gem. If you're going glitchless, this might be a little tricky, but for you glitchy folks, this is very straightforward. You know it, you love it, it's the Khajiit chest in Dawnstar. Just run over here, look down, and there will almost always be a filled Grand Soul Gem. Usually, you'll get a few. If for some reason they don't have any, you can simply wait for the Khajiit traders to arrive, drop down a save, punch the merchant, reload, and his stock will have refreshed. So you can go back to the chest and get your soul gems. For you non-glitch users, you're going to need to either just buy one, get lucky with a drop, or grab yourself the soul trap spell and get an empty one and get killing. You can find an empty black soul gem, for example, from Cracked Tusk Keep, Broken Fang Cave, or Gearman's Hall. Alternatively, for 2 black soul gems, you can defeat the boss of Ironbind Barrow and he will drop them. Just remember, we will be needing 1 filled soul gem for each piece of armor. Next up, we shall be needing void salts, which are a little easier to find 4 of. You might get lucky and find them in the Dawnstar chest, but we do have a few options here. Now, of course, at any point during this, you can supplement any of this with things like duplicating glitches or the restoration loop glitch. But it's not strictly necessary, and I won't be doing any of that here because it'll just inflate the video. But if you would like to add that in, then by all means, go ahead. One is very easily obtainable from the shop Fletcher in Solitude, it's just on a shelf. We can get 2 in Windhelm by stealing them off of shelves from Sadri's Used Wares and Calixto's House of Curiosities. And we can get 1 more from Arcadia's Cauldron in Whiterun, which in total does give us the 4 we need for the full armor set, unless you want a shield. And we can talk about weapons later. Our final ingredients are Daedra hearts. Again, you will need 1 per item. These are the hardest to find. 2 are very easy. You can find 1 in the Hall of the Vigilance as long as you haven't started the Dawnguard questline, which you won't have at level 1, and another is just outside of Kodlak's room in Jorvaskr. For the final 2, you'll just have to buy them, and you'll need around 2,500 gold, as we'll be heading to our final stop, the College of Winterhold, and talking to Enther, who sells them. The gold is easy enough to acquire if you just use that same Dawnstar chest trick from earlier. But if you really want them for free, you can make the one in the Hall of the Vigilance respawn, but you'll need to wait for over a month of in-game time. For me, it was around 40 days when I tested it, and it took forever. Like, you can do this, but please don't. It's awful. Anyway, once this is all done, we'll need to acquire the final piece of the puzzle. To do this, head over to this pillar here. Get out your plate and just sort of ram your head into it. The goal here is to phase through the pillar just enough so that you can crouch down and open the chest hidden within. You might end up falling. If that happens, just spam the open button and hope for the best. Inside, you'll find a few things, but we're after the sigil stone. If you want to get the sigil stone without using glitches, it is possible at level 1. Kind of. You'll need 90 conjuration, which you can grind up very easily by just using the soul trap spell on a corpse over and over again. But technically, if you want to stay at level 1, all you have to do is not level up. So technically, you can do anything at this game at level 1, but like, you get the point. Then all you need to do is complete the Conjuration Master quest, which does involve you killing an unbound Dromora, which is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, especially for a level 1 character, but it's absolutely possible, and if that's the route you want to go down, then by all means, go ahead. Now it's time to head down to the midden. There's a couple of entrances, but we'll be heading down this one. Just follow the path until you reach the Atronach Forge. Now it's time to put our ingredients to use. Simply place the Void Salts, Soul Gem, Ebony Ingot, and Daedra Heart into the box. Place the Sigil Stone in its holder, and then drop down a save, as the armor will be random and you may want to re-roll. And finally, pull the lever. This will spawn a random enchanted piece of Daedric Armour. If you want unenchanted Daedric, you unfortunately will need the corresponding piece of Ebony Armour, which is much more difficult to obtain early on. If you would also like a randomly enchanted Daedric weapon, then simply replace the Void Salts with a Silver Sword or Greatsword, and these can very easily be acquired early on in the Companion's questline. But there you go, rinse and repeat until you've got everything you want, and enjoy your fully kitted out level 1 character. Be sure to subscribe for more Elder Scrolls content, and I'll see you next time.